Good morning, students. Today we are going to study Fundamental Theorem of Arithmetic, Chapter 1, Real Numbers. The topic is Fundamental Theorem of Arithmetic. Now, Fundamental Theorem of Arithmetic states every composite number can be expressed as product of primes, and this factorization is unique except for the order in which the prime factors occur. So before we understand this fundamental theorem of arithmetic, let us understand the terms composite and prime, which I think you all are aware of. A prime number is a number which has factors 1 and the number itself. It has only two factors. One is the number itself and the other factor is 1. Composite numbers, and the smallest prime number is 2. And some prime numbers 2, 3, 5, 7 and so on. 2 is the only even prime number and 2 is the smallest prime number. Composite numbers. Now composite numbers are the numbers which have factors more than, that is, which have factors other than 1 in itself. It has more than 2 factors. Composite numbers are the numbers which have factors other than 1 and the number itself also. For example, number 18, we have taken 18. Prime factors of 18 are 2, 3, 3. So it has factors other than 1 and 18. It has factors 2 and 3 other than 1 and 18. So this number is a composite number. Now, fundamental theorem of arithmetic says every composite number can be expressed as product of primes. Now, expressed means factorized as, written as, resolved as. So every composite number can be expressed as product of primes, and this factorization is unique except for the order in which the factors occur. That is, let us see the example 18 only number. 18 is a composite number. Now the prime factors of it are 2, 3 and 3. 2 into 3 into 3. So this factorization is unique. These are the only prime factors of 18, 2 and 3. But the order we may change. See, it says it can be expressed as product of primes. We expressed it as product of primes. Now the order may change. I can write it as 3 into 2 into 3. Or I can write it as 3 into 3 into 2. The prime factorization, order of the prime factors have changed, but the prime factorization remains same. Factorization is same, 2 into 3 square. Okay, let us consider one more, 156. Express 156 into prime factors. 156. Prime factors, how do we do? The last digit is 6, which is even. So the number goes by 2. 2 is the smallest prime number, so I started with 2. Again this goes by 2. Now 3, 9. This doesn't go by 2. Now we thought of 3. Because 3 plus 9 is 12. Divisibility test you all are aware of. So next prime number we'll try, and the next prime number is 3. This goes by 3. Right? And now this is the prime factorization. 2 into 2 into 3 into 13. 156, the prime factorization is 2 into 2 into 3 into 13. I may write it as 2 square into 3 into 13. So this is the prime factorization of 156. We may change the order. You may write it 3 into 2 square into 13. You may write it 13 into 2 into 3 into 2. So the order may change, but the prime factors remain same. 2, 3 and 13. These are the prime factors. The prime factors remain same of the number. Now what is the further application of this LCM and HCF? How do we find what is the application of fundamental theorem of arithmetic? We can find LCM and HCF using this. So next is how to find LCM and HCF using fundamental theorem of arithmetic. You have learnt in your earlier classes to find LCM and HCF using prime factorization, and this is nothing but using fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Let us recapitulate it. 26 and 91, the prime factorization of 26 is 2 into 13. And prime factorization of 91 is 13 into 7 or 7 into 13, whatever you write. Now HCF, how do we find HCF? HCF is product of common factors, but common factors should be raised to least power. See, What is the common factor here? 13. And what is the power? Here is 1, here is 1. So the power 1. So HCF is 13. Next, LCM. How do we find LCM? First you write down all the common factors. Common factors are 2, 13 and non-common factor also we write down. So write down all the factors of 26 and 91. All factors of 26 and 91 are 2, 7 and 13. So 2, 7 and 13. We written all the factors. Now 2 power is 1, so power 1. 7 power is 1, power 1. 13 is the common factor and the power in both the cases is 1, so 1. So 2 into 7 into 13 is 182. For LCM, you will understand it once more. I'll take another example. Here the powers were 1, 1 only. So now let us take some different example where we have different powers. For example, we need to find 60 and 72. We listed the prime factorization of 60. We found the prime factorization of 72. 60 is 2 square into 3 into 5 and 72 is 2 cube into 3 square. Now HCF. For the HCF, we write down the common factors. Common factors are 2 and 3. So written 2 and 3. Now we need to raise 2 to some power. And what is the power? Here in 60, 2 raised to power 2. And in 72, 2 raised to power 3. Now which is smaller out of 2 and 3? 2. So we will raise 2 to the power 2. So common factor raised to the smallest power for the HCF and the product of. So next common factor is 3. The power here is 1 and here is 2 and the smallest is 1. So I raised 3 to the power 1. So 2 square into 3. 4 into 3, HCF is 12. For the HCF, we find the product of the common factors and common factors raised to least power. Now LCM. LCM of 60 and 72. Write down all the prime factors. 2, 3, 5. 2, 3. So 2, 3, 5 are the factors. Now 2, power 2 and here power 3. So the highest power we take in the LCM. So highest power is 3. So 2 raised to power 3. Now 3 the power is 1. Here the power is 2. So highest power is 2. Highest power. Into 5 raised to power 1 only. So 5. So 2 cube is 8. 3 square is 9. And this is 5. 8 into 5, 40 into 9, 360 is the LCM. For the HCF, we find the product of the common factors and the common factors are raised to least power. For the LCM, we find the product of the common as well as non-common factors, whereas common factors are raised to highest power. Now, let us discuss another case. Now, the numbers are 570 and 1425. 1425 and 570. We need to find the prime factors. We need to find the LCM and HCF of these two numbers using fundamental theorem of arithmetic. That is using prime factorization method. So first I expressed 570 into prime factors. 570, the prime factorization is shown here. The prime factorization comes out to be 2 into 3 into 5 into 19. 1425, the prime factorization comes out to be 3 into 5 square into 19. Now, HCF of 570 and 1425, if we find out. HCF mein what do? We write down the common factors. Common factor here is 3, 5 and 19. Write down. We have written 3, 5 and 19. Now raised to the smallest power. Smallest power here is 1 and here the power of 3 in both the cases 1. So 3 raised to power 1. Power of 5 in both the cases is, in one case 1, in the other case is 2. So 5 raised to power 1 because 1 is the smallest out of 1 and 2. 19 in both the cases is 1, so 1. So 3 into 5 into 19, which is 15 into 19, 285. LCM. For the LCM, we write down all the factors. So 2, 3, 5, 19. These are all the factors. Now common factors should be raised to highest power. Now 2 ka power is 1, so 1 only. 3 power 1, 1. 5, the highest power is 2, so raised to power 2. And 19, the power is 1 only, so 1. So 2 into 3 is 6, 5 square is 25 into 19. So 25 6 are 150, 150 into 19, which is 2850 is the LCM of the given two numbers. Now children, let us observe something. In the first example that we discussed today, the example was finding out HCF and LCM of 26 and 91. We got HCF 13 and LCM 182. We got HCF 13 and LCM 182. Now observe what is the product of numbers. 26 and 91, the product if we observe is 2366. 2366. And if I find the product of LCM and LCM of these, HCF and LCM of these two numbers, I get 13 into 182, which again comes out to be 2366. Let us observe one more case. The second example that we took was 60 and 72. We had to find the HCF of 60 and 72. That came out to be 12 and LCM came out to be 360. Now observe, product of 60 and 72 is 4,320. And HCF of 60 and 72 into LCM of 60 and 72 is 12 into 360, which again comes out to be 4,320. That means, can we generalize this result that product of two numbers is equal to LCM into HCF of those numbers? Yes children, we can generalize this result, and the result says product of two numbers is equal to HCF and LCM of these two numbers. So product of two numbers A and B is equal to LCM of A and B into HCF of A and B. But remember children, this property holds for two numbers only, not for more than two numbers. So product of any two numbers A and B is always equal to product of their LCM and HCF. Now let us do a question that is from your NCERT book, exercise 1.2. This question says find HCF of the question says HCF of 306 and 657 is 9, and we need to find the LCM. Now we know product of two numbers is equal to LCM into HCF. So this gives, let us substitute the numbers were 306 into 657. This is equal to 9 is the HCF given into LCM. So LCM will be, this is simple equation solving. Take 9 to the other side. 306 into 657 by 9 is LCM. So 306 goes by 9. 9 3s are 27. 9 4s are 36. So I get 34 into 657 is the LCM. So that comes out to be 22,338 as the LCM. So we found the LCM using the property here. Okay, let us discuss one more question. Given LCM of 26 and 169 is 338. What is the HCF of 26 and 169? We are given LCM of 26 and 169 is 338. What will be the HCF of these two numbers? We know product of two numbers is LCM into HCF. So 26 into 169 is equal to 338 into HCF. So simple equation solving, 26 into 169 by 338 is HCF. Now 169 2s are 338 and 2 13s are 26. So I got the answer 13. I hope that's clear. First we discussed HCF of 306 and 657 is 9 given. To find LCM. Product of two numbers is LCM into HCF. So 306 into 657 is 9 into LCM, and solving we got LCM as 22,338. Next similar question we discussed, LCM of the numbers is 338. What is the HCF of these two numbers? Again applied the result, product of two numbers is equal to LCM into HCF. So 26 into 169 is equal to 338 into HCF. So we got HCF as 13. Right? Now let us continue with our exercise further. Now the question says, one more question before I start with the next question of the exercise. One more similar question. Children, what is HCF? HCF is highest common factor and LCM is least common multiple. Now, HCF of two numbers is the factor of those numbers and LCM of two numbers is the least common multiple of those numbers. Now, that means HCF will also be a factor of LCM because HCF is common factor of the two numbers and LCM is common multiple of those two numbers. That means HCF will also be a factor of LCM. Now, the question is, so always remember HCF is always a factor of LCM. Can two numbers have 15 as their HCF and 320 as their LCM? Give reasons. Now, if two numbers have HCF 15 and LCM 320, that means 15 should be a factor of 320. But if we observe 15 that doesn't divide 320, right? So therefore, no, this is not possible. Now the next question of your exercise is, check whether 6 raised to power n can end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. Now we know, when does a number end with the digit 0? For a number to end with digit 0, we should have 2 and 5 as its factors because 2 into 5 is 10. Then only you get the number 0. Okay. Now let us see. 6 raised to power n. Prime factorization of 6 is 2 into 3. 2 into 3 raised to power n. So that gives me 2 raised to power n into 3 raised to power n. There is no other prime factorization of this, as uniqueness of fundamental theorem of arithmetic guarantees this. Because fundamental theorem of arithmetic says these are the only prime factors. Every composite number can be expressed as product of primes and this factorization is unique. Right? So this is the only prime factorization of 6 raised to power n. Now, for a number to end with digit 0, we should have 2 and 5 as its factor. But this factorization of 6 raised to power n does not have 5 as its factor. Therefore, 6 raised to power n can never end with digit 0 for any natural number